Okay, Dad, it is August the 7th, 2020. Today's Sidney Crosby's birthday, August 7th, 1987, 8787. But speaking of hockey, every single NHL player in the league does yoga to strengthen their core, improve their balance, and most importantly, prevent injury. So I'm just going to take you through a quick little 20-minute yoga practice that I want you to do from now on so that you don't get hurt playing hockey, and it'll make you better. Just pay attention to everything I'm saying, because everything I'm saying is just to make sure that you don't hurt yourself. So just make sure, most importantly, your core is going to be kept tight through this entire thing. Also, what I want you to do, get water, because you're going to need it. And also get a full-length mirror and put it in front of you, because especially for beginners, it's easier if you can see what you're doing. Okay, so basically this is tailored to you, so I'm going to skip all the stuff that you would roll your eyes at. Okay, so we're going to start with half moon pose. You don't really care what they're called, but let's do it anyway. Okay, once again, just make sure your core is really tight. I want you to put your arms over your head and like you're reaching for the ceiling. Like, make sure everything is nice and tall. If you're not going to do it right, then don't do it at all. So don't do this just to do it. Make sure everything is nice and tight, because if you don't, you're going to hurt your back. So take a deep breath. Start and just go side to side a little bit like this. And warm up your lower spine, only as far as you can go. And also, ideally, you want to be very warm while you're doing this. So I'm very lucky because it's really hot out here and I have the sun beaming down on me at the cottage. But in your case, you're probably going to be doing it in the basement. So just wear like a sweatsuit, wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt, because you do want to be warm for the sake of keeping your muscles warm. Okay, so now we're going to start. Once again, take a deep breath. Make sure that your core is really tight, because again, that is protecting your lower back. Make sure everything's nice and strong. Flex your quads, keep your feet together, as you can see mine are. And then slowly bend your body to the right, only as far as you can go, while still being able to breathe normally. And again, make sure you're supporting your lower back with your core. Keep everything tight, again, quads engaged to keep your balance. Almost like you're bending with in between two panes of glass. So keep everything nice and straight, elbows straight, wrists straight, everything straight. Only as far as you can go while comfortably breathing. Okay, back up. Deep breath again. Reset the core. Nice and strong. And bend your body to the left. Again, only as far as you can go comfortably. Keep your core tight. Keep your quads engaged, feet together. Make sure your glutes are engaged too, to again support your lower back. Like, if you can only go this far, only go this far. I mean, like, I can go a little bit farther, but don't do what I'm doing. Again, just as long as you can still breathe comfortably. Again, everything in your body should be flexing, elbows straight, wrists straight, fingers straight, and back up. Okay? Now you're going to keep your hands and everything exactly where they are, in your little steeple pose, by the way. You're going to drop your head back. Just let it hang there for a minute. And then, once again, only as far as you can go. Just start to bend backwards. Just only as far as you can go. Keep your core engaged to support your lower back. And point your fingers directly behind you. Quads engaged, glutes engaged to support your lower back, and only go as far back as you can. I'll show you this from the side. Most of the weight should be in your heels. And back up. Breathe down, okay. Next part of this, I'll do this from the side. Arms up. You can bend your knees here if you have to, just to make sure you don't hurt your lower back. But you're gonna either hinge at the waist or bend your knees and put your hands on the floor. Or as low down as you possibly can. If you can only go to here, only go to here. But while you're here, just move your legs around. Ideally, you want to keep your heels on the ground and kind of do figure eights with your hips because it's going to open up your lower back and your hip area. Bend your knees as much as you need to and just stretch up. Okay, so the next part of this is a little bit more difficult. Again, if you can only go to here, like, just stretch out your hamstrings as much as you need to because that's basically what this is. Eventually, you want to get to almost this point, basically. So, if you want to try to do it, bend your knees as much as you need to. Again, you have to have your core tight here because it's balance, or you're going to fall over because your feet are right together. Stand on your heels, and then try to straighten your legs. Point the crown of your head to the floor, stretch out your whole spine, and you're also pulling here. So you're obviously probably not going to be able to do that right away, but even do the back of grab the back of your calves like this, and the idea is to pull. You can see my biceps engage here, right? Pull. You're strengthening your spine all the way down. And again, keep your core tight because you got to protect your lower back. All the while you're doing all of this, just kind of try to maintain a very steady breath, but not through your mouth. So this will help with your cardio, with being winded after a shift. Like, just not in through your nose, out through your mouth. Everything through your nose. Like, you really want to control your breathing here because it makes it a lot easier. Next, we're going to do awkward pose. So I'll show you a little bit from the front first, then from the side. So this is going to strengthen your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, and your calves as well. Okay, so put about 6 to 8 inches, like shoulder width apart or whatever, in between your feet. Okay, so for the first part, you just put your hands out exactly in front of you like this and point your fingers. And then again, core engaged here because you have to protect your lower, well, all of your back, but your lower back especially. And then I just want you to sit down like you're sitting in a chair. Notice my feet are still completely flat on the ground. And then you want to go so that, the dog's moving, so that like your upper thighs here are parallel to the ground. And you're going to hold it. I want you to try and hold it for like 5 deep breaths would be ideal. And then change and come right back up. So the second part, I'll show you from the side. You're going to come all the way up on your toes as high as you possibly can, like almost like you're on the balls of your feet. So you're going to have your quads engaged here because for balance, your glutes, and obviously your core, okay? Again, this is a little more difficult for me because the dog's moving, but you're going to stand up here like this, and again, you're going to sit down in that chair. Keep your back straight. All the way up on your toes, as high as you can possibly go, and hold it, and hold it like a box. So you look like a box from the side. And back up. Down. And so again, your feet are going to stay shoulder width apart. This is the third and final part. Just come up a little bit on your toes so that you're able to put your knees together like this. And then once again, core engaged, nice and slow. Control your breathing. And down. Like you're sitting in the chair, like your back is against a wall. Whoa. Like, focus. Again, like, don't do it if you're not going to do it right. Nice and slow. Keep everything strong and engaged. And don't stick your butt out like this when you get to the bottom. You want to actually put your knees a little bit forward so that you are a perfect square. Well, a 3-sided square. from the side. So if you had a ball on your lap, it would roll onto the floor. Okay? And with control, nice and slow, right back up. And down and rest and back. Take a couple of deep, controlled breaths here to reset and kind of let all that go because we're not done there. This one is not easy, but just try to follow along and just only go as far as you possibly can, okay? So arms over your head. You're going to take your right arm, swing it underneath your left arm, and try to wrap your hands around like this. Like ideally, you want to be like this if you feel more comfortable doing this, but ideally you kind of want your wrists pointed straight ahead, okay? Your feet are together, and again, if you're gonna lose your balance, then only go this far and just stay. Just stay right here. Again, keep your core engaged because you're leaning forward a little bit. You have to protect your lower back. So the advanced version of this is called eagle pose. Is that you're gonna take your right leg, nice, and you gotta stay balanced, right? Like hockey, balance, hello. Right over your quad and try to wrap your toes around your opposing calf. I know this is crazy, I practice yoga a lot. Okay, and you wanna sit down and just try and balance here and take calm, deep breaths. You're opening up your shoulder blades here, you're pulling down, like pull your hands down. Try to get your fingertips below your nose. Everything engaged. Balance and release. So you stand right back up. Arms back over your head. Deep breath here. Reset. Now you're going to take your left arm and you're going to swing it underneath your right arm. Like this. Exactly the opposite way. Again, you're pulling down, you're opening your shoulder blades. Okay, make sure everything's in line. Again, just go as far as you can. Okay, and next part, once again, you're going to sit down. If you can only go this far, only go this far. But you want to at least try to sit so that your legs are engaged during this. And if your feet are together, you're still working on your balance. Okay, so this time obviously the opposite. Left leg over the right, as high as you can, because the higher you go, the easier it will be to wrap your leg around your calf. If you can't get there, just try to point your toes in that direction, because it'll help with the flexibility, opening up your joints, strengthening your ankles, your knees. Again, make sure you're trying to sit down as low as possible. Hold and balance, core engaged, and up. Okay, deep breath again. Just catch your heart rate here. So this one's called standing head to knee. It's quite simple. So first I'm just going to do this part with you because this is where I want you to stay for now, because especially like lower back issues, it's a really good progressive position, but I just want you to stay in the first part, and I'll show you where the second part goes. Okay, so you're going to put all of your weight in your left leg. So you're going to be balancing on this leg, okay? So all I want you to do is take a deep breath again, engage your core, lift up your right leg. If you can only go this far and balance here, then do that. But if you can and still balance, lean forward and grab your foot. Okay, make sure everything is still in a straight line here, and just hold it here and balance as best you can. Again, core engaged, protect your back. And you're pulling on this leg, so you're stretching your spine out, you're stretching your shoulder blades out. You're pushing and like you're pulling with your hands and pushing down with your foot. So it's a double stretch. Okay. So the next part of this, like what I would do in yoga, is get a really tight grip, like a full, all 10 fingers. Woo, dog moving. Okay. And then what you do is kick your foot straight out and hold it here. But again, this is a progression that I'd like you to get to someday. But okay, down. And now we'll do the other side, but I'll do it from the side just so you can see. Okay, put all of your weight and balance onto your right leg. Even weight on your entire foot so that you're evenly balanced. Okay, so again, core tight, lift up your left foot, full grip here, and again, push down with your foot and pull up with your arms. Keep your arms straight, wrist straight, but you really want to feel this in like your middle spine basically, and through your shoulder blades. Keep your core tight again, you're balancing here. Keep your right leg should be completely straight, your quad engaged. And then when you're done, you can just put your leg down, but this is the progression of it. Point your toes back. So in yoga, I'm doing all of these poses twice, but I'm just kind of showing them to you, and I know you'll get bored. So this one is one of my favorites. If I can balance on this moving dog. Again, this is not a progression that you're going to get to fully yet, but just, again, balance and stretching and strength. So what you do is take the palm of your right hand, feet together, palm out like this, without turning your wrist. Drop your palm like this, put all your weight in your left leg, and pick up your ankle. Right at the ankle, like just above. You can see that. Again, palm out. Okay? So you can just stay here, but while you're standing here, kick your leg. So you're pulling kind of through your shoulder, you're engaging your bicep, but again, keep your arms straight. And if you want to increase the balance, put your hand up like this. But you have to be kicking, because that's the whole point of it. The progression of it is you're going to stretch forward, reach forward, and kick back into your hand as hard as you possibly can while stretching forward. And eventually you want to be able to see in the mirror your foot over the middle of your head. Again, left leg is engaged, just straight. My glutes, quads, hamstrings, my whole calf, my foot, my ankle, and I'm kicking really hard with my right leg to stay balanced. The harder you kick, you can balance here forever. With control, come out and down. That one's a really hard one, so just kind of shake it out. Next side. Okay, so I'll just kind of do this one from the side if I can. Again, palm up. Do not turn your wrist. Weight on your right leg. Okay, so my hand's grabbing my foot right at the ankle, right where I can push and kick. So you're going to stay right here, but still kick your foot back and pull with your bicep, because that's where you're getting the stretch and the strength from, and the balance. So you kind of have to really focus. And then again, if you want to continue, arm up, knees together. Just always keep your knees together anyway. And then it's a lot harder with the moving platform. Okay, and then again, shake it out. You might want to shake out your right leg a little bit. It's getting tight. Okay, this one's easy. It's called balancing stick pose. So you're just going to step, if you have a mat or whatever, just step to the back of your workspace. It's easier with a mat just so that you kind of know your surroundings. Okay? So what you're going to do is take your arms up over your head, steeple grip like this, arms straight and with your ears. Okay? Okay, so you take Put all of your weight in your left leg. Take your right foot and take a giant step forward. And then in a straight T, no broken umbrella like this. Core engaged, you're gonna hinge at the hip. Like, don't collapse, everything is straight. Point your toes to the back, point your fingers to the front. You wanna be a perfect capital T. No broken umbrella. Hold, hold, and step back without falling off the dock. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. Deep breath, feet together, weight on your left leg, weight on your right leg, left leg forward, step, up, and like a perfect capital T. Down, no broken umbrella, everything's strong, point, flex, every single muscle in your body is working right now. Keep your arms straight, elbows straight, fingers straight, like a perfect T. And back. And breathe. I know this might not seem like fun to you, but it's very beneficial. Okay? We're almost done. Because I'm only doing standing series for you because I know you won't get up and down off the ground. It's like kind of hard. Okay. Now we're doing separate leg stretching. It's very easy, okay? Hands up. Take a step forward with your right foot and then sort of put your back leg on like a 45-degree angle. Hands up in like a prayer position like this. And then I want you to curve down. So your core is still engaged. You don't have to go straight. I want you to curve all the way down like this. Put your hands in front of you. And then put your, I know this is weird, but put your forehead on your knee. If you have to bend your knee to do that, then do it. Like, the idea is to have it straight, but like I have really tight hamstrings, I can't do it. So it's more of a compression posture. Actually, it's good for your digestive system. If you feel like you would rather stretch the hamstring, then do it. I do it all the time. If you'd rather not do the compression part like this, then just stay like this and stretch your hamstring because it's kind of more beneficial for hockey anyway. But I just like to kind of hang out here because, again, I have really tight hamstrings and it feels good. Again, my core is engaged, don't forget. Like, I don't want you to be down here like this, like trying to stretch your leg. Like, everything is engaged. I'm in control of my whole body. So if I want to go back down or come up, like, my core is engaged, I'm not going to hurt myself. That's the one thing you have to focus on throughout the entire practice is breathing and keeping your core straight. Okay. So again, with control, it's part of the workout, you know, so you kind of have to do it right. And then you're just going to pivot, do the exact same thing on the other side. So this foot is at a 45-degree angle. This foot is straight, pointing straight ahead. Big deep breath, stretch up, and round your spine down. Again, if you just want to hang out here and stretch your hamstring, core engaged of course, then you can. If you want the compression, bend your knee. And put your forehead, your forehead has to touch your knee. But again, I just kind of like to hang out here because I need it. It feels good. Again, core engaged. Like, see, I don't need to use my hands. You have to make sure. It's part of the whole thing. It's the most beneficial part. Okay, so just hang out here as long as you want. Like, I like to take my time, and then when you're ready, come up with control using your core, and then you can just step up straight and breathe down. Okay, let's do triangle. So very similar to the start of the last one. Hands up like this. Take a wide step, and then this foot again is going to be kind of like at a 45-degree angle. This one straight out, but your hips are kind of turned a little bit, right? And what I want you to do is just bend this leg, even like my hips are tight, so just kind of bounce a little bit to kind of loosen up that tendon. But eventually you're going to get down to where your quad is parallel to the floor. Okay? So hands up like this, palms forward. You can stay here if you're comfortable, if you don't want to go any farther, but when you're ready, again, keep this straight. Deep breath, exhale, and you're gonna turn both hands at the same time. I'm not using this hand for support at all, but I'm pushing my knee back with my elbow. It's really opening up my hip joint, and again, balance. My glutes are engaged, my quads are engaged. I'm not putting my hand down at all. I'm not leaning my elbow on my knee. Everything is strength. I'm holding myself up. Take a look up at your hands. Just kind of let the profile of your face visible in the mirror. Kind of stretch your whole spine. Okay, stay in the lunge. Windmill out. Get out of the lunge without standing up. It's going to be tough. Pivot the other way. And same thing. Okay, so just kind of loosen up your hip joints. Do this as many times as you want until you're prepared and ready. So you're not going to hurt yourself. Again, core engaged. I'm holding myself up. Okay, now palms forward, and at the same time, elbow to knee, not using my hand to hold myself up. Using my core, using my legs, and really focus on kind of stretching up and down. So you're reaching down with one hand, stretching up with the other. Quads engaged, this leg, like everything's solid. It's all strength. Core especially. Okay, stay here as long as you like. I like 5 deep breaths if you can. And then again, stay in lunge, out, lift, pivot, and then whatever leg you like. Stand up and down. I hope you're tired. Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, now we're gonna do tree stand. These are all nature kind of based poses, so that's good. Can't really get a better view, really, right? Okay. So, because I already know you have bad knees, you're only gonna do the very bare minimum of this. So for you, this is more about balance in your core and balance on your leg, okay? So, ideally, what you're gonna do is put all your weight on your left foot, and then you're gonna grab the bottom of your right foot. And honestly, for you, I just want you to stand here like this. Pull up. You're stretching your glute. You're balancing in your leg. Because honestly, the rest of this pose is so hard on the knees. I'll show it to you, but I just want you to do this the entire time that I'm doing the rest of the pose. Just stand here. Okay, so ideally, you put your foot into the crease of your hip, like this. Push it into your quad. So this is tree. And then you would progress to toe pose. I want you better still be holding up your leg there. Like, don't stop. Okay, and then I would lean down like this. This is toe pose. And then the full is like this. Try to balance there as best you can. Okay, and then back up with control. Okay, and now you can put your leg down. You like just maintain your breath. I know it's hard, but it's all beneficial to your balance and the strength in your legs. Think about how much better your skating is going to be. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. Put all your weight in your right leg. Okay, and again, you're just going to grab the bottom of your foot if you can, your knee, and just pull. Like, just hold yourself up. Make sure you're stretching your glute and your hip joint back there. Look how strong my right leg is. Completely straight, quad engaged. All of my weight is evenly distributed on my foot. And then again, the progression is into your quad. Hands up in prayer pose. Lean forward, down. My balance is much worse on this side, I find. So I can't usually get off my hands, especially on a moving platform. Oh, whatever, I'll just stay here. You better still be on your foot holding that leg. Okay, come back up with control, like ideally, and down. That's pretty much it. From here, we'd lay down and do the floor parts, but I'm not going to do it. So the best thing about doing yoga at the cottage when it's super hot out is that when you're done, you do this. Well, Dad, I hope that helps you for hockey season. And if I haven't thanked you yet, thanks for building the cottage. It's been a great 20 years.